Can a lifted heavy-duty truck on 37-inch tall tires tow? Well, on this episode, I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna do a shakedown run. So let me tell you about the truck and also what I'm towing. If you have been watching TFL Truck for a while, you may recognize this truck. This is our 2022 Ram 2500 heavy-duty Cummins turbo diesel 4x4. But now it's dressed in its Trailhound clothing. We have a whole overland series based on this truck at TFL Off-Road channel, so check it out using alltfl.com. But we worked with many different companies. This is such a cool collaboration. We have BDS 3-inch lift, we have Fox 2.5 Performance Series shocks, we have KMC wheels, we have 37-inch KO2 Snowflake rated BFG tires, we have Mopar fender flares, we have an Alu cabin from Alu Cab, and of course behind here I have the Aluma trailer. Let me show you. The reason why this is a shakedown run is because this Ram heavy duty will be towing this Aluma trailer all the way down to Arizona, about 900 miles. But before we make the major journey, I want to see exactly how it runs and how the suspension is set up, and I can adjust it and make it perfect. This Aluma trailer is 24 feet long. It's quite lightweight, it's about 2,000 pounds. And of course, we're using our Gen Y heavy duty Phantom X brand new hitch. Take a look. Just unwrapped it a few hours ago. And by the way, this truck was built by our friends at Juniper Overland. Check them out, they're in Denver. And they have so much knowledge and expertise, and also the ability to build a truck of your dreams. All four corners have adjustments on the shocks. So this is what it looks like. There's one knob on top for low speed and also the fast speed adjustment. What does it mean? Well, the low speed is for things like brake dive or squat or leaning in corners. And I think right now I have it dialed in just right, even for towing. And then the fast speed is like hitting a speed bump or a pothole, something like this. I think it's a little bit more harsh, so I need to turn that down. So I could always turn counterclockwise to make it a little bit softer. And I think I'll need to do that in the rear as well. But this is why I'm doing this. I want to see how towing affects my shock setup, but I can always come back here and change it. And today I'm towing this, my Buhanka van. It's a UAZ 452. It's gonna come along on the adventure. And yeah, I'm gonna put it on the trailer. And it's a Soviet van, 4x4. It's a 1992 model, this one. And will it make it all the way to Arizona and off-road in Arizona? We'll have to find out later. But today it's going to be just my ballast.
This Ram 2500 overlanding series would not be possible without help from our friends at Rider Justice, a law firm that specializes in motorcyclists and the overlanding community across the country. Yep, they're passionate overlanders as well, and as with their motorcycle brothers and sisters, they want to make sure that overlanders like you protect their pricey rigs after an accident. Start with a simple audit of your insurance. And did you know that anything attached to your overlanding vehicle is covered by your auto insurance? But anything you put in your vehicle is covered by your homeowner's insurance. Don't know which is which? That's where Rider Justice can help. So go to riderjustice.com/overlanding if you have an accident on your future overlanding adventure.
So this Buhanka is supposed to weigh just over 4,000 pounds. So we'll have to check it, and I'm gonna go to the scales at the truck stop to verify the entire truck and trailer weight, because I need to know that, I think, for the trip. It'll be nice to know how the weight is distributed. But the trailer itself might be about 6,500 pounds with Buhanka on it. Okay, so I got it strapped in all four corners. I made sure to tie off the loose ends. And Tommy and I positioned the Buhanka kind of midship. Buhanka has a mid-engine configuration, so really the engine in the Buhanka is just behind its front axle. So its weight is distributed kind of in the middle, and it has 2 fuel tanks, saddle tanks. So I put it on the center of this trailer, and you want about 10% tongue weight. So if this is 6,500 pounds, maybe together, we should have about 600 to 650 pounds on the hitch over here. The truck itself squatting maybe a tiny bit, and let me go and adjust the rear shocks. Okay, so here are the rear shocks, and I can actually take the larger knob, hope you can see that, and turn it counterclockwise. Okay, so that should make it a tiny bit better on those sudden bumps. Putting first miles on Trailhound with a trailer. This is what this episode is all about. Because we know this Ram 2500 already is a great towing machine, but we totally changed the suspension. So, of course, we kept the axles. The front springs are now replaced. That's what gives the truck the lift in the front. Of course, there is also the Fox shocks. The rear has a spacer to lift the rear coil springs just a little bit, so we kept the stock coils for now and gave it a spacer. And then of course the big tires, and the behavior of the truck and the character of the truck has changed. It gained almost 5 inches of overall ground clearance. And so when you raise a truck like this, put it on bigger tires, it will have a tendency maybe to be a little bit wallowy while towing, because it's higher, the center of gravity is now higher. But the Fox shocks should eliminate that and really help us out. Just one bump. Oh, it rides so nice. And of course I'm at near full pressures at about 70 psi, maybe a little bit less in the front and a little bit more in the rear. I wanted to keep the PSI in the back, in the rear tires a little bit higher, because I knew that I was gonna put some heavy load on this truck, especially with a trailer. So first impression, I'm going about 50 miles an hour. It's nice. It's not, I would say, it tows just as confidently as before. We've towed many different trailers with this truck when it was all stock, including up to about 10 or 12,000 pounds behind it at times. And this has always been a great towing vehicle. It has a Cummins engine, standard output diesel, 370 horsepower, 850 pound-feet of torque. It has a 6-speed Ram automatic transmission, 68 RFE is the transmission code. So it's not the Ison that's in the high output 3500 Ram. And of course the rear axle ratio is a 373 to 1, which is, we didn't change that. That remains the same. I don't know if you heard that, but I put it in tow haul mode, exhaust brake on, it downshifts on when I start to slow down, and it gives that exhaust brake sound. It feels like a big rig. Alright, so I'm gonna go on a fast highway, gonna get onto I-25, and also go to the truck stop to weigh it. So let's see what happens. It's the first weigh.
Truck number.
Truck number 2.
Thank you, Cummins I4C.
Thank you. Hey guys, alright, so I went to the truck stop, I got a weight slip. But how about this? I'm gonna snap my fingers. It's gonna be morning time. I'll show you all the information in just about a second, and also take you on a kind of a faster highway run. Bam! All right, it's the next morning now, and I'm on I-25 running at about 75 miles per hour. And you know, the trailer is stable as a rock. I think they weight distributed just right. And here is the weight slip. So the truck with tongue weight weighs just around 9,500 pounds, which is getting close, awfully close to kind of the 10,000 pound weight rating. So we cannot load too much more weight into this truck for our journey. So we'll have to be very mindful of that, or change the spring rate potentially. Or another choice we can do, another thing we can do is add air helpers, airbag helpers in the rear, just to add a little bit more support and also maybe a little bit more weight carrying capacity in the rear. But I can tell you the suspension is doing so great. I think the tires have a lot to do with it as well, cushioning some of the bigger bumps. I just went over some expansion joints. Very stable, very confident. So I think David would agree with me when he drives this, also with us to Arizona. I think he would agree that this is still a great towing vehicle. And as you can see there, the trailer axle weight is about 5,600 pounds, plus about maybe 500 or 600 pounds of tongue weight, maybe a little bit more. So the trailer weighs just over 6,000 pounds. So I was pretty much on the money. Buhanka van weighs about 4,000. The trailer weighs about 2,000. And I think it's easy work for this Cummins straight 6. By the way, I'm only turning like 1,500 RPM. So it's super nice and easy. Well, another video in the bag. Thanks for joining me. And check out alltfl.com for everything automotive in one place, because on TFL Off-Road channel we have Trailhound series, many episodes, including Del Camino El Diablo, the highway of the devil down in Arizona, where we will ultimately end up in this Ram and in that van behind me. Thank you.